do you have a favorite sandwich?
Oh, grilled cheese. I don't know, is that a sandwich or is this a hot take?
Oh, that is a hot take.
Okay.
What's up, girl? Let's change the world. Raise our voices, let's get heard. Innovation in our hands. STEM queens take a stand.
Welcome back to episode 8 of What's Up, Girl? I am here with Ayesha Wilson, who is literally the PCB extraordinaire of the universe. Like the universe, I think. You and I know that soldering is like my arch nemesis, and I think you single-handedly have made it more accessible to me personally and have gotten me more into exploring electronics. You're just like, you're teaching everyone.
And soldering's gonna be your best friend from now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited. So you are an electrical engineer, which is kind of crazy because our entire show is called What's Up, Girl? The theme is very like electrical engineering branded, and we've made it 8 episodes in, and we've yet to actually have an electrical engineer on the show. So you are the What's Up, Girl, for sure.
Should we talk about what a watt is?
Oh my God. Yeah. What is a watt?
A watt is a unit of energy. That's electrical energy. So it's a product of voltage and current. Mm-hmm. So let's start with current, that's easier. Current is the flow of electrons in a given time. So all these conductive materials have free-flowing electrons that can move. So 1 volt is the amount of energy needed to push 1 ampere of current for 1 second through a material. And the product of that is a watt.
What's up, girl? Can you tell me a little bit more about, like, what does an electrical engineer do? What does kind of the day-to-day look like for you?
Yeah. The best part is that it's different.
Okay,
And
that's
then
awesome.
electrical engineering is just playing with circuits. So you design circuits, you make circuit boards, and you can make it pretty a lot of times, which is awesome. And then you program, so you do a little bit of software, and then you can design enclosures, so you do a little bit of mechanical engineering, and then there's a lot of testing and integration.
Yeah.
And you make these really cool products that are out there in the world, everywhere you look.
You also build a lot of PCBs. Tell me a little bit about, well, I guess first off, what is a PCB? You want to start there, maybe?
Yeah. So PCB stands for printed circuit board, but I like to call it pretty circuit board because all my circuit boards are pretty.
They are.
That's a requirement.
Yeah.
So printed circuit boards or PCBs are a way to connect components in this semi-permanent manner, which is through soldering. It's kind of a sandwich, if you think about it.
Okay, but I'm so excited for this analogy. I really love sandwiches.
Yeah, so if you can make a sandwich, you can make a PCB.
I love that. Do you have a favorite sandwich?
Oh, grilled cheese. I don't know, is that a sandwich or is this a hot take?
Oh, that is a hot take.
Okay.
I feel like we need to do something in the comments. Like, do you consider grilled cheese a sandwich, or do you consider it like not a sandwich? If it's not a sandwich, what would it be?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but I think that's a good one. I'm a big fan of PB&J. I'm like very classic with no crust because I'm like a child.
I like
Yeah.
PB&J.
Yeah, but grilled cheese, ooh.
Yeah.
But anyway, please continue with your sandwich
PCB
analogy.
sandwich though. PCB is a sandwich. So it starts off with the fiberglass.
Okay.
That's like the material that makes it firm and sturdy, but fiberglass is not conductive. So you press on thin sheets of copper. That's what makes it conductive, but then you just can't do anything with the sheet. So you kind of etch the traces. Those are like the little wires that are connecting all your components. And then you got to protect your traces, so you put like colorful material on it. It's kind of like paint, and then you can use colorful ink to mark all the things on the PCB.
That's so cool. And we're going to play with PCBs later, so it's
Yeah.
going to be even better. But you've made some really, really cool PCBs over the years. You really do combine this idea of pretty and art into electronics and PCBs. What was kind of the inspiration behind that creativity?
I love crafting in general, but I think the biggest thing, like there are not a lot of women in electrical engineering,
Yeah.
especially in PCB design, and a lot of people learn by looking at things. But the thing about PCBs is that they're hidden inside devices,
Right.
so you can't really see them. When I started doing STEM outreach, I would show up with these green, boring looking PCBs and nobody cared. They were like, that's cool, but not for me.
Yeah.
So I started turning them into butterflies and making them pretty and like light up and like started wearing them as jewelry or putting them on my clothes. And they were more like, how do I make this? What softwares do I use? What else can I do with that?
Yeah.
So that kind of became my channel to get more people interested in PCBs.
Yeah, I remember 2022 Princesses of Power Tools calendar, you were Cinderella, and on your application to be a princess, our team and our board was reading it, and you had mentioned that you wanted to make Cinderella themed PCBs and LEDs to go on the dress, and we were like, how do we not include you in the count? Like, this is so cool, and I still am obsessed. And you've done so many new different PCB themed fashion designs now too. We had you at the fashion show last year. You maybe want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. In the fashion show, I really wanted to highlight the different types of PCBs and also the e-waste part of it. So I made my dress in a way where like all the e-waste or like the recycled PCBs were at the bottom of the dress, and then it turns into butterfly PCBs. So it was kind of like a mix of e-waste, how they can recycle, we can use technology, which is a lot of what I do. I do climate tech engineering to preserve nature.
Yeah, no, your dress was pure nature PCB goddess vibes. I was obsessed. But I'm really excited that you brought up climate tech because I know that that's something you're really passionate about, and I know that that's something that you put into a lot of your designs, but it's something that's been a part of your full-time job for a little while now. Maybe talk to me about your kind of like climate and electrical engineering journey.
Yeah. So for me, like 3 things that are core to my personality is arts and craft, electrical engineering in general, and then the third part is climate conservation, because climate anxiety is real.
Yeah.
And I always thought that the only way you can do anything is if you become an environmental engineer or go into policy making.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really neat that I could still use my engineering skills to make solutions to find some of like pressing climate issues.
Yeah.
So some of the things I've worked on, electrifying everyday tools like Ryobi lawnmowers and chainsaws. One was to harvest strawberries, and then recently I worked at another startup where we were designing the first electric RV to be made in the US.
I think one of the other things that I really want to make sure that we mention is Sparkletronics. So you are not just an electrical engineer and not just a maker, you're also a founder. So tell me your founder story.
I just started making PCBs for fun and for STEM outreach, but there was a lot of requests to sell the kits.
Yeah.
So people can learn how to solder, and especially from educators. And the other part of it was also so that women in STEM can show off their personality and their love for technology in a way that represents them fully.
You are going to show us today that soldering PCBs are actually not that scary.
No.
And we're about to go make our very own flower PCB kit.
We're gonna melt some metal, make electrons flow, make a what?
Make a what? Okay, I'm so excited to do this activity with you.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
So we are officially going to be soldering some stuff, melting metal, as we say. Yeah, is that a term?
Metal. Yeah.
So metal. Yes. Okay. So I am really excited. When you showed me these, I thought they were just the absolute cutest. You always come with the cutest PCBs. Also, oh my God, there's a freaking ladybug on it. But this is really cool, and we're gonna turn them into what, necklaces?
Yeah.
Or I guess you could do anything with them.
You could do earrings, you could do necklaces.
Yeah. So you can actually buy these kits online though. So the kit that we're making, Ayesha has them now available on her own store on Sparkletronics.io, and we'll make sure that we drop a link to the kit and all of the supplies that we're about to use here today. So make sure you go and get yourself a kit because they're super cute and they literally have a ladybug.
What this board does is it has a RGB LED, which is this little guy. And then we have these little potentiometers, which are little dials that change resistance, and you adjust the brightness of the red, green, and blue.
We got potentiometers.
Okay.
Deal.
And we have little battery holders, and then we have a little switch.
Oh my God, they're so tiny.
Everything's really tiny.
That's really cute. Okay, so we're gonna be, like, all of our electronics are gonna sit on the side with the ink, aka the ladybug side. And then is the other side what we're soldering on then?
Yeah. So for soldering, you need a soldering iron. The tip's really hot, so don't touch it. So soldering uses something called a solder, and solder is basically a metal alloy the melting point of the solder is lower than the components you're trying to connect. And then when you take the soldering iron away, it cools really fast and it makes a solid connection. So the first thing we're gonna do is solder all our potentiometers.
Okay.
The outline kind of matches the shape of the potentiometer.
Oh yeah.
So you just follow that.
Okay.
So you want them to be, the dial to be pointing outward so you can rotate it. Yeah. Let's just do one. Let's use our putty. And the way to solder is you're not really touching the solder when you're soldering.
Right.
You're gonna heat up the pad and the pin on one side. The heat of the pin and the pad's gonna melt your solder. And you just need a little bit. And once it starts melting, you're gonna take your solder wire away, and then you're gonna take your soldering iron away.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
Right, we're gonna go back and do that to the rest of them.
I'm literally just casually melting metal in the reinvented office right now. I'm so powerful.
A whole watt. Powerful.
Yes!
Next, we're gonna put the LED on. So if you look at the LED, there's like a little cutout, like a little notch. And then you just match that little notch.
Okay, notch. Oh!
To
Wait,
this
that's
little
so...
cutout.
And then we solder again, right?
Solder it again. Next step is to clip off all these little legs that are hanging up, because we need to put parts on the back and you don't want it to be stabbing you when you're wearing it. So you're gonna find clippers and cut them as close as possible to the board. And you want safety glasses on because you'll have like little pieces, sharp pieces of metal flying everywhere. Switches.
Switches!
Baby switches. This one goes on the back. So you want the notch to be on the outside so you can access them easily. That's all that matters.
And then
The last piece.
the last piece. Now we put the battery in?
Yeah.
And we want to do its thing? Yay!
Okay. So there are three knobs here, are like the potentiometers. They control the different brightnesses of different colors. And then you can mix them to make yellow and purple and whatnot.
We like to wear what we make, especially when it's colorful. Even more, especially when it's pink. And so Ayesha here very nicely brought us some extra accessories to turn it into a necklace.
Now we gotta go out.
Oh
to
yeah,
Party.
go hit the town.
Yeah.
Yes! That activity was so much fun, and so thank you so much for letting me chat with you, letting me solder with you, like check off the bucket list
Yes.
for me. And make sure that you like, comment. Actually, let us know whether or not a grilled cheese sandwich is actually a sandwich in the comments, because I'm really curious. And if it's not a sandwich, what is it? That's for you to decide. And make sure you stay tuned for episode 9 and our final episode of this season of What's Up, Girl?